welcome back to Jaeger Racing, and today we're going to take the Miata onto the dyno. I'm here with Wes, and tell us a little bit about your company, Wes, and what you do.
So my company's name is Killer Tune. We're a dyno tuning company. We run data analytics as well at the track. Today we're dynoing Mark's car. We're going to get some power numbers to see what it actually makes, as well as check his tune. It's already tuned, but he wants to have a double check on everything on an actual dyno. So we're going to go over everything, make sure it's running in good condition, and see what it can do.
So a big part of what we're doing here is really just trying to make sure the Miata is what we say it is. We've dynoed the car in the past, and it made, I want to say, around 110, so we're really just shooting for over 110. Hoping that it can do that, really hoping. So one of the exciting things is that Wes here, he is in Roseman, California at Willow Springs Raceway. So literally this kind of gives you a cool opportunity. You can actually go to the track, you could race your car, and then you could go and find out your dyno numbers right afterwards, or have him fix your tune if it's broken or fucked up. So give him a call. He'll take care of you, and then you guys can go have some more fun in your car like I'm about to do. So now that was the dyno session, had a good time doing it. The car didn't blow up, which it's a Miata, so that was never going to happen. But at the same time, let's go over the numbers. So Wes, what did we end up with?
So we ended up with 155 horsepower and 143 pound-feet of torque.
That's pretty good. I'm actually pretty excited about that. One thing to keep in mind is what kind of dyno are we working with?
So we have a Dynocom Dyno X hub dyno. And it definitely reads on the higher side, especially compared to the roller dynos like a dyno jet you're usually used to. I always call it the Dream Maker dyno because it always reads a little bit higher than what you're kind of expecting, which everybody likes. But
so what he's saying is, if you have a Miata and you're looking to get some extra horsepower out of it, this is definitely the place to be.
Yes.
Reality-wise, as everybody can understand, dynos are tools. Numbers are great. We like to see numbers because that gives us some quantifiable understanding of what it is. But at the end of the day, it's a tool. It's a tuning tool. So basically, Wes was able to go through the car and kind of give us an idea of what you did when you were on it.
So he said he had a little bit of trouble cold starting it. So I adjust some of the cranking fuel. It would be nice to have it on a nice cold day where it hadn't driven here so that we can really dial that in. But we did make some slight adjustments to try to help that a little bit. And then I went over looked at your ignition map, your fueling, everything looked good, made sure your AFRs that it was targeting looked okay. And then we just did a couple of drivability runs, ran it through some gears, make sure everything looked good before we do a full ramp run. Everything looked fine. We did a couple of full runs back to back, make sure everything looked good. We did have to adjust the ramp settings a little bit. I was a little bit more cautious than I should have been. I pulled the load down a lot, knowing that it was probably going to make closer to 100 horsepower. So dialed that back in, got it to a point where we're getting a little bit more realistic numbers, and got a few runs back to back, and everything looked great.
So before this car, what was the least amount of horsepower this dyno's ever seen with you?
I think it was about 315 horsepower was probably the lowest horsepower we've had on this dyno before this car.
So before this, yeah, this was a huge difference from what they've seen on this dyno before. But with anything else, again, using the dyno as a tool to understand where the car is at, and then as I go through and do some more progression to it, as I do a different head or change some cams or do something like that, now I can get that repeatability with the same dyno, and look at the progression that we're getting with those numbers, and have some more fun with it. Well, yeah. Thanks again, Wes.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you guys again later, and keep up with the Miata and all the fun that's going on.